Today I want to tell you all about the gathering energy for the upcoming journey to Egypt. This is a long-awaited journey to return to the divine feminine temples of Egypt, where we will open up the queen trails of the ancient kingdom and connect these trails and these ley lines to all the power spots of the planet that are emerging and awakening in this time of the divine feminine. The earth herself is opening all her doorways and all her portals. And as we return to this sacred land of the goddess Isis, we re-enter a time of divine feminine power and leadership, a time where we can come back to our ancient knowing and a divine way of living and being that has been forgotten but not lost, because it is returning. Within this journey, we will be entering various matriarchal portals, such as the Hills of the Grandmothers, which are all the pyramids known to men, the King's Chamber in the Great Pyramids, and a special meditation in the Queen's Chamber, which is dedicated to the goddess Isis. And we'll also be going into more secret temples that are not as commonly visited on the tourist track, which link to these portals and which take you further into the energy that will be studied, that will be learned and comprehended. So these are advanced teachings of alchemy. When we work in tandem together, when I take you on a journey and we begin to walk the ancient trails of the queens and of the female kings of the planet, and using the oils I have created, using the essences and the flower waters that come with deep healing of inner toxins, poisons, and parasites, working with the various alchemical modalities of color and light and sound and crystals. We are all caterpillars until we decide to transform into butterflies. And on this journey, this metamorphosis will occur as it does when we enter the state of rebirth, when we offer up the densest, basest matter within our souls to a higher power and allow ourselves to be transmuted and transformed and transfixed in the beauty of who we have become. What you have experienced, the life you have lived, the problems you have encountered, they are not you. They are only the experiences that have contained you and held you until a time where you would be able to receive a greater power. Something that comes from the past that is also of the future. And this is a kind of synthesis of all timelines, of all your experiences, of all your trials, of all that is within you, coming up to be stirred in the cauldron of rebirth of the goddess, and to be held up again as a living flame. You are an immortal divine avatar of the new earth. We all are. Every single person on this planet has the potential to burst into light, to be light, to become light, and to transform with light. But the choices that we make, the limits that we see, they define us, or they begin to define us unless we take a stand and we relinquish those limits and those safety catches on who we think we are, and then something bigger opens. Many people experience this through trauma and through grief. When they hit a wall, they realize that there is something greater. Often it happens with the death of a loved one or some kind of life circumstance that we are powerless to change. In those moments, the soul reaches for the greater illumination of who we are. But how much more powerful can you be if you were to respond to this call of the soul during times of joy, during times of chosen expansion, by setting an intention and allowing that higher self, that greater soul, to truly start to anchor in your vessel, to give over who you think you are to something greater.